What is going on, barbarians? Welcome to another stream. Yes, and this one we're going to talk about every formation in football. Okay? I don't know the formation, so I'm about to start learning more of the strategies of how to play the game. But before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, and you hit that notification button so every time I post something, you can actually, see what's happening. Because I'm trying to catch up with 100 years of football and trying to learn this game and be proper versed on everything. And I love everyone that's been following and that's been leaving me comments and supporting and actually being helpful. They get some people that are in there trying to be, funny guys and smart guys, but the rest of the people, yeah, you're actually in there helping me, and it's appreciated. I pin the comments, and hopefully people subscribe and follow you so they can get more clarification and better football knowledge that I know. But I'm getting a little bit good at this. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Getting a little good at this. But let's learn about the formations. Okay. All right. Okay. Shout out to Football Sense. That's who we're looking at right now. So they're providing the video today. Let's get to it.
The 4-4-2. The 4-4-2 is football's most iconic formation. 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 strikers. It dominated English football throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, with Sir Alex Ferguson's Manchester United using it to win multiple Premier League titles.
Okay, so now that I'm looking at this and looking at the formations, based off of my correlation, I have to use American football to a certain extent. So 4-4-2, I'm assuming that this bottom goal right here is the goal that they're defending. So it said defenders at the bottom, the 4 midfielders, and then 2 attackers. Okay, it makes sense. The 2 strikers. So then who do they turn to? Makes sense. It makes sense. All right, we're going to keep going.
What makes the 4-4-2 special is its perfect balance. The 4 defenders provide a solid back line.
But what's the perfect formation? That's what I wanted to ask. Before we get into all the formations, we're going to get this out early right in the comments right now. Let me know, what is the perfect formation that you've seen, or the most successful formation? As I'm learning that the formation is just not people just running on the field and saying they got a position.
The 4 midfielders, 2 in the centre and 2 on the wings, control the middle of the park and provide width. And up front you have a partnership of 2 strikers who can play off each other. Think of legendary partnerships like Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke at Manchester United, or Alan Shearer and Chris Sutton at Blackburn Rovers.
So they consider what they call the backcourt. So anytime that you have like a duel, so this is like in basketball terms, a LeBron, Kyrie type of situation going on. So you always got to make sure that you pair the strikers so they can work with each other off tandem. Is that how it always is? Period, or that's just what it is with this formation? Well, you got to have, you got to have A and B, 1 and 2 every single time.
One striker would often drop deeper to link play, while the other stayed high to finish chances. The 4-4-2's weakness. Against teams with 3 central midfielders, the 2 in the middle can get overrun. That's why it's less common at the elite level today, though teams like Atletico Madrid under Diego Simeone still use variations of it effectively. The 5-3-2. When teams need extra defensive solidity, they often turn to the 5-3-2. 5 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 2 strikers. The key feature is the 3 central defenders who form a solid wall in front of the goalkeeper.
I feel like this might be the most perfect one. I feel like this might be the most perfect formation because it's a lot of. But then again, what I've been seeing, when I saw the World Cup, was it'll be so many people down there, and you'll see the most easiest goals happen because everybody's getting tangled up and mangled around each other.
3 central defenders who form a solid wall in front of the goalkeeper. The 2 outer defenders, called wing-backs, have the crucial job of providing width in attack while dropping back to form a 5-man defence when the team loses possession. It's exhausting work. They need incredible stamina to sprint up and down the touchline for 90 minutes.
I kind of figured that because it's so many people down there that people gotta run back and forth. More people gotta, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be in tip-top shape for that to happen. I kind of figured that.
Antonio Conte is the modern master of this formation, using it to win league titles with Chelsea and Inter Milan. The 5-3-2 is perfect for teams that want to defend deep and counter-attack with speed. The 4-3-3. The 4-3-3 is all about attack. 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 3 forwards. This formation became synonymous with Dutch total football in the 1970s and was later perfected by Pep Guardiola's Barcelona.
I literally was going to say, isn't this what Barcelona runs? Like it seems like that. Like I've been watching Lamine Yamal and been seeing what he got going on as a young player, because that's the young player that kind of made me get into the sport, of seeing him and hearing him and the way they promote him in America. And they promote him in America, and like they give him this he gives like New York Dominican energy. We know he's not from the Dominican Republic. We know that. But basically how they promote him here in America is like a New York Dominican. Like he's young, he always sagging his pants, wearing the jewelry and all that stuff. Like if you were to look at him without hearing him speak, you would think he was like a New York Dominican. You would think he is. So they kind of promote him like that here. They give him like the little hip hop flair. That's what they kind of give him over here when they talk about him, when they show images of him. And I was able to start watching Barcelona, and that's what got me into Barca and their team and stuff. And yes, guys, for the people that in my comments talking junk because I've been also doing scandals and it seems like we only been doing it on Italy so far. Yes, I have what Barcelona did. Yes, I have that in there. That's in my list. So y'all think I'm picking on teams and be like, oh no, you have some type of favoritism. I'm new. I'm only 3 weeks into this. So I don't have no favoritism towards any type of team to not report any scandals that I have a whole list of scandals that they go down from Barcelona to Italian football, Southern America. The hand of God is in there. Definitely, I'm about to do a video on the hand of God. So yeah, and was it the hand of the devil or something like that? The devil's hand or something like that too, with Thierry Henry and all of that. Yeah. Headbutts from Zidane, all that. Yeah, all of that. I have all of that listed, all coming up. So we're not playing favoritism on it because I joined Barca. So Barca, yes, they're going to be part of the scandal. But back to what I was saying. I start looking at Barcelona and I kind of noticed like the formations of how people were like always standing on the wing, or like, oh dang, every time I see a highlight from this person, he's always running down this side of the field. So I started noticing those things before me learning about these formations today.
The 4-3-3 allows teams to dominate possession with 3 central midfielders controlling the game. Up front, you have a central striker flanked by 2 wingers who can either cut inside to shoot or stay wide to cross. Liverpool, under Jurgen Klopp, use this formation to devastating effect with their front 3 of Salah, Firmino, and Mane. The key to making it work is having technically skilled midfielders and forwards with pace who can press high up the pitch. The 4-2-3-1. The 4-2-3-1 has become the most popular formation in modern football. 4 defenders, 2 defensive midfielders, 3 attacking midfielders, and 1 striker.
So this position right here, I'm going to call this the superstar position, because they have 1 striker, and that makes that 1 striker the superstar. That makes them the elite superstar. That makes your new Erling Haalands, Lamine Yamal's, Jude Bellingham's, like how they're showing them to stars to us here in America. When you have 1 striker, that's like a designated hitter. Like field baseball, they'd be considered like the designated hitter, the star QB, the star wide receiver. And now it's the most popular formation in football. Now it makes sense because that's how they're selling it to us. That's kind of how sports are sold to us here in America. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but we're sold on the superstar. Who's your Steph Curry? Who's your Anthony Edwards? Who's your LeBron James? You get what I'm saying? Who's your superstar, de facto superstar of your team? It's not okay. Who's your front court? Who's your back court? Or who's your 2 strikers? Who's your duel? The only time we really kind of had like a real duel that had a real name was like the Splash Brothers, Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, but then they just became Steph Curry right after that. So this kind of makes sense that they use this a lot, because that's what we're sold on, the strikers. That's who they tell. That's who they tell us who's the superstar on that team, and they market them to who is their designated hitter.
What makes it so effective is its versatility. The two defensive midfielders, often called the double pivot, provide protection for the back four, while also
you see how they showing, like how they show this on this right side of the screen. I think that's what y'all seen on the right side of the screen. How it shows Henry. I know about Henry more than I know about Zidane. They got Zidane right here, but we know about Henry because of being in that formation and being the striker, the designated hitter. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's pitched to us. We know about Henry. So when we see out the Fox broadcast, they show us Henry. And from being in his formation, him being the de facto striker, it makes sense.
Starting attacks. Ahead of them, three attacking midfielders support a lone striker. This formation gives you numbers in midfield without sacrificing defensive stability. It's perfect for teams that want to control games through possession, while still having enough players back to prevent counterattacks. Real Madrid used this formation during their Champions League three-peat from 2016 to 2018.
And see what I'm saying? And who they're showing right there? They're showing Ronaldo holding all the trophies. Because it makes a star. With one striker, it makes the star.
With Casemiro and Kroos as the defensive midfielders, and Modric slightly ahead of them. The 4-2-3-1 is also the formation of choice for many national teams, including Germany during their 2014 World Cup victory. The 4-3-2-1. The 4-3-2-1, sometimes called the Christmas tree, because of its shape on paper, features 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, 2 attacking midfielders, and 1 striker. This formation is all about dominating the centre of the pitch. With 5 central players, 3 midfielders and 2 attacking midfielders, teams can pass their way through even the most congested midfields.
And I think that's what that does. It because it's a triangle, and I think as you get closer up the field, it alleviates the congestion towards them scoring, as opposed to when you try to come score on them, it creates more congestion. Where, from like what I said earlier, is it make it either very easy to score because everybody tripping on each other, or very hard to score because of everybody tripping on each other. So that makes sense.
Carlo Ancelotti used this formation during his first spell at AC Milan, with Kaká and Rui Costa playing as the attacking midfielders behind a striker. The downside, it can lack width, which is why the fullbacks need to push forward to provide crosses. The 3-4-3. The 3-4-3 has made a comeback in recent years. 3 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 3 forwards. It's an aggressive formation that allows teams to commit players forward while still maintaining defensive structure. Chelsea won the Premier League under Antonio Conte with this formation in the 2016-17 season. The key innovation was using Cesar Azpilicueta, normally a fullback, as one of the 3 central defenders. This gave them extra passing ability from the back. The 3-4-3 can morph into a 5-4-1 when defending, with the wing-backs dropping alongside the 3 central defenders. This flexibility makes it difficult for opponents to break down. The 3-5-2. The 3-5-2 is similar to the 5-3-2, but with a more attacking mindset. 3 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 2 strikers. The 5 midfielders usually can.
But yeah, that creates congestion in the middle of the field. I mean, that's good for defending, but then once they break through that congestion, then we got 3 people that's back there. Because then what if 4 break through?
Consist of 2 wing-backs, 2 central midfielders, and an attacking midfielder. This formation was popularised in Italy, with teams like Juventus using it to dominate Serie A. The extra man in midfield compared to the
it works in Serie A, it's not working in Premier League.
3-4-3 gives more control in the centre of the pitch. The 3-5-2 works best when you have central defenders who are comfortable on the ball and wing-backs with exceptional stamina. It can struggle against teams that attack down the wings, as the wing-backs can get caught upfield. The 2-3-5. The 2-3-5, known as the Pyramid, was one of football's earliest formations. 2 defenders, 3 midfielders, and 5 forwards. It dominated the game from the 1880s to the 1930s, when football,
I know for a fact that didn't work,
was primarily about attacking. In this formation, the 2 defenders would stay back while everyone else pushed forward. The 5 forwards would spread across the pitch, creating numerous passing options and overwhelming defences with sheer numbers. The 2-3-5 fell out of favour as teams developed more sophisticated defensive strategies, but elements of it can still be seen in how some modern teams push forward and attack, particularly Manchester City under Pep Guardiola, who often creates a 2-3-5 shape when in possession.
But yeah, I gotta look into Manchester City because I heard some things about them, so I'm gonna look into them. But I don't know. That seems like there's too many people trying to attack, and who's gonna pass the ball. And it seems like there's a lot of communication fails happen because there's so many people who I'm gonna pass it to, or what position you're gonna be in while we're going forward, and then you lose the ball. And once you lose the ball, you got nobody to defend on the back end.
The 4-1-4-1. The 4-1-4-1 features 4 defenders, 1 defensive midfielder, 4 attacking midfielders, and 1 striker. The key to this formation is the single defensive midfielder who shields the back 4. This player, think N'Golo Kante at Chelsea or Sergio Busquets at Barcelona, needs exceptional positioning, tackling ability, and game intelligence.
Yeah, you gotta be damn so elite for you even to make this happen.
They're the defensive anchor that allows the 4 midfielders ahead of them to focus on creating chances. Bayern Munich used this formation effectively under Pep Guardiola, with Xabi Alonso as the defense.
So basically, I done saw this name come up at least a good 4 times so far in this video, Pep Guardiola. So he's a top tier manager or coach. What do they call them, managers or coaches? So he's like him, because they keep saying like, yeah, he used this, and they done named him about 3 different teams already.
Midfielder. It provides excellent defensive coverage while still allowing for creativity in attack. The 4-4-1-1. The 4-4-1-1 is a variation of the 4-4-2, with one of the strikers dropping deeper into a number 10 role. 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, 1 attacking midfielder and 1 striker. This formation creates a link between midfield and attack through the deeper striker, who can turn and play passes to the main striker or the wingers. Wayne Rooney often played this role behind Ruud van Nistelrooy at Manchester United. The 4-4-1-1 offers more midfield control than a traditional 4-4.
Oh, so that's the Batman and Robin, basically. That's basically how I see it. It's the Batman and Robin.
2, while still maintaining its defensive solidity. It's particularly effective against teams that play with just 1 defensive midfielder, as the deeper striker can exploit the space behind them. Modern football has moved beyond rigid formations. Managers now use hybrid systems that change shape depending on whether the team has possession.
Yeah, I would figure now it would be more situational now that, everyone's athletic abilities that people have now is just kicked up now. The speed and people are more skilled now, so I figured things would start morphing, and it'd be formations based on the situation that's happening. I figure it would be that formation based on the situation that's happening, as opposed of, hey, we're gonna settle in this every time we're on offense, or we're gonna settle in this when we're on defense. It's just situational. So because it's becoming situational, do they have the cards up? Do they have cards up? How do they communicate from the sideline to what's going on out into the field to let them know switch formations, or you get over here? Like, how do they actively coach? 'Cause I know they don't got earpieces. Do they got earpieces? I don't know, but they don't have earpiece. From the information I have so far, I don't know of how do they communicate on the field with the players to let them know what position to get into. This is what we're running. Hey, everybody get back. Everybody get in 4-3-4-3. How do you get into that? Who's coaching that? Who's making that happen?
Manchester City under Pep Guardiola might line up in a 4-3-3 on paper, but during games,
see what I'm saying? Pep Guardiola keep popping up.
One of their fullbacks often moves into midfield to create a 3-2-5 shape in possession. This gives them numerical superiority in key areas of the pitch. Then there's the concept of the false 9, a striker who drops deep into midfield rather than staying high up the pitch. Lionel Messi perfected this role under Guardiola at Barcelona, creating confusion among defenders who didn't know whether to follow him into midfield or stay in position. Another innovation is the inverted wingback, a fullback who moves into central midfield rather than staying wide. Pep Guardiola has used this tactic with
Okay, so this a Pep Guardiola fan page at this point? Because that's all they keep talking about is him.
Players like Philipp Lahm at Bayern Munich and João Cancelo at Manchester City. There's no perfect formation in football. Each has strengths and weaknesses, and the best managers adapt their tactics based on their players' strengths and the opposition. Jose Mourinho.
So before y'all get mad at me, I heard of Jose Mourinho. That's a great coach. Before y'all get mad at me, is Pep Guardiola like the Bill Belichick? Is he like one of the greatest coaches ever? Or the greatest managers ever? Who's the greatest coach? Because he's been mentioned throughout this whole video like 8 times. And like he's great to me if that's the case.
Mourinho won the Champions League with Inter Milan using a defensive 4-3-3. Pep Guardiola dominated with Barcelona using a possession-based 4-3-3. Both were successful, despite using the same formation in completely different ways. What matters most isn't the formation itself, but how well the players understand their roles within it. The best teams can seamlessly switch between multiple formations during a single match,
like I was saying earlier, adaptation,
making them unpredictable and difficult to play against. Which formation do you think is the most difficult? Or
who got the best? Who got the best? Who is the best coach? Who has the best formation? Let me know in the comments. I'll catch you on the next video.